I will we'll do the VOD review first, just for the full session. Just so that way I can gauge you as a player, kind of see what, things you might struggle with that you might not see when we go into the coaching session. So does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay. What's that?
Trying to find a Twitch, an FPL game I played on Twitch.
Okay. How you doing, by the way?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a little early.
You think so?
Yeah, I work at a bar, so
Oh, you're working into the AM, huh?
yeah. But this one should be good. I feel like one of my big things that I do is I overextend and get distracted.
Okay, I'm sure we can touch on that.
Do you want me to send you a link
Yeah.
to the VOD, or
Yeah.
do you want me to? Okay.
Yeah, send me the link.
Okay. It starts at 1:13.
Okay.
And I think there's another game, but
You should check out my stream. I'll post it in chat. Give me a second. This last person, as soon as I get.
You said 1:13, an hour and 13?
yeah.
I can't play SMG 11.
Okay. So is this do you 5-stack usually? Like, is this people that you play with a lot, or is it?
This is FPL Road.
So it's just random people, because I know you can play with people, like you can queue up with people.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just
Random people
in the league.
Mhm.
Got you. I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, play cocktail.
I mean, I can play SMG 11. It's just hit or miss.
No.
Like,
Whatever, it's fine. I'll play in. Okay, not gonna lie, I don't play smoke on the side. I always play maestro. I'll play in freezer then.
Yeah, just give me shield pixel.
do we need?
Yeah, oh yeah, I have to give you the shield now because that guy doesn't. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I have to give you the shield.
Can I get 2 EDSs at least? Pixel for you?
Yep. Just put him behind the couch.
No,
Good
couch,
spot.
they get
Hey,
shield.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, they get wallbang.
Just put him like that. Alright, this shield should be good.
So whenever you're using the bailiff, you can kind of step away and move while you're doing it, like how you're doing here. Do you see how small the holes were when you first were doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to see anything through that.
Come on.
I've since learned
Will
like
not
the
let me
exact
post my
spot to look
cam.
at to put this cam up.
Yeah, you kind of got to look like down and then look
It's
up.
almost at like that this little swoop right there.
Mhm.
He gets it almost every time.
Do we get a rotate?
No.
Yeah, we do have a rotate.
Nah. This one.
Which
Where are you about putting down your maestro cams before it rotates?
Hey.
Because
inside.
you know, putting on a maestro cam, you're gonna extend yourself more than trying to make a rotate, right?
Like this right here, I could have gotten chopped from Skylight pretty easily, 40 seconds into a round.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give me a second. They have a 0. He's below. He's below, I think.
They have a drone T-floor right now. Drone on site.
They're
He's on window.
Yeah,
Zero's on that window.
Pixel.
What window?
So whenever you're playing an operator like Maestro, think about where you're gonna put your utility first, because you see how like
Sub 2 barb in my pocket as well.
yeah, like we're effectively a minute and 40 seconds into the round, including prep phase, and you know you still have barb, you're still making rotates and stuff. So, especially like in a more competitive environment, this is like more of like 10 mans, so it's a little bit more competitive. You know, communicate with each other, like where you want utility, where it should be placed, and stuff like that, and what people are reinforcing. That should be a very basic thing that should happen every single round.
Yeah, I'm getting a phone call, so can I take that real quick?
Yeah, yeah, sure, no problem.
Alright. About that. Alright. I'm good to go.
Okay. Does all that make sense though?
Window to.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions or anything so far?
Return ticket.
He's
Not really.
Okay.
I'm down.
Nice.
It all kind of
One's
makes
on the
sense.
window. I got one drone. One's on your minibar window.
You can retake. You can retake.
Got 2 drones.
Getting wall, I think. I'll get on cams.
I have kids. You don't have to.
One's
You guys
on
don't have
stage
to play
window.
game.
I'm not sure which one.
I think it.
They breached your main.
Red.
They breached your red.
Are they in shop?
They're in. They're in.
They're
And
in
minibar.
ticket.
And minibar.
Ticket. Yeah. Ticket.
Running you out.
Just don't open it. Yeah, you're fine. We got intel. Just keep it.
I just got pre-fired. He's 50.
There's 3
There's
tickets. 3 tickets.
4.
All 4 in piano.
Can somebody tell me if that's
One
blue?
new hatch. They got the maestro cam.
They
You got one new
default,
hatch?
default.
I have a shotgun. Close pixel.
Got a 0 cam somewhere.
See, Bulge, you got big here.
I just saw them. Dude, stop!
They sledge trash wall.
Dude, I just saw a guy.
That's Maestro. Or not Maestro. I'm Maestro.
They know my pixel. Pixel.
So, I understand what you're trying to do here. You're trying to work a pick, but you need to commit to something instead of just going back and forth. Because you're leaving up too many possibilities for a gunfight to be taken onto you. That kill on the new hatch guy, like, yeah, it was a nice shot, but that guy should have killed you.
Yeah, it was
Like-
kind of lucky.
Like 9 times
Like,
out
I
of 10,
just
that
went
guy
to the
killed.
flag.
Yeah, that guy kills you. So, if you're gonna try to work a pick like this, you need to understand, like, you should be trying to not allow all of these angles just to for you to expose yourself to, because like you're
Mhm.
exposing yourself to like piano, cigar, new hatch, pillar. Like you're like there's a lot of exposure going on. You need to file in, like hone in on one thing or one area to work the pick, not 3 or 4.
He's 58.
On
Dude.
stage. One on
I'm Tony
cigar
Bullets.
shop door.
Hold on.
Nobody has split hall anymore.
Or door.
Nice.
One
Hey,
couch.
nomaded your F1.
Yo,
What?
couch and shop. They have trash holes, by the way.
Yeah, for some reason my gun would not reload here. I was so confused.
They're baiting for kills, Just don't bait. They're baiting. In trash? Nope, out trash.
She
He
fucked
flashed
up the
himself.
spot. That was a terrible C4.
They're
Yeah,
joining
can't
in.
join in on freezer.
Inner
One
long
might
bar
be
right now.
new bug.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
new
he's
belt.
new bug.
Definitely new back.
Nice.
Okay,
Watch
last
out.
could be in your bathroom.
Either gonna come pixel.
I got white. I got
Yeah,
white.
He could go white.
I got white. Where is he?
In freezer, in freezer.
Freezer.
I'm so
Oh.
bad, dude.
No, I trolled
I
him
just
that on
whiffed
pixel.
there. Pretty bad.
Freezer.
It's not you whiffing; it's the fact that you
In
unpeaked.
trash? Nope, out trash.
Oh, did I?
He flashed
Yeah,
himself.
you went behind the bar.
That was a terrible C4.
You like unleaned.
They're
Yeah,
joining
can't
in.
join in on freezer.
Inner
One
long
might
bar
be
right now.
new bug.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
new
he's
belt.
new bug, sorry.
Definitely new back.
Nice.
Okay, last
watch
could
out.
be in your bathroom.
Either gonna come pixel.
I got white. I got
Yeah,
white.
He could go white. He could go white.
I got white. Where is he?
In freezer, in freezer.
Freezer.
I'm so bad, dude.
No, I trolled him that on pixel. Okay, dude.
I thought
So-
he was white. That's my
So
bad.
you need to make the decision there to either take the gunfight
Just couldn't see.
or just like hide in the corner and make him push you.
Yeah, we have necessity. If coffee doesn't go for that first pick though.
No, it was smart. It was
Let's go
smart.
kitchen.
I swear.
That was
Let's
that
run
was
kitchen.
very-
Yeah.
Yeah,
come
let's
back.
go kitchen. Okay, fuck that.
You guys want me to play the Maestro again? I'm good with that.
Yeah, do it. Fuck it. Do it.
We need a Jaeger and we need a
Dog.
I got you.
Okay, freezer hatch.
I'll put the shield back in bunk.
You should stay the maestro
I
here.
haven't seen that shield way too often. It's
Have
like-
the just
I
have
think
the
somebody called for the Jaeger. That's why I took it.
yeah, but you
I'm
guys
not
have a
gonna
vigil,
play.
right? Like you can just
Yeah.
I mean, I
drop the
can't.
vigil.
Really want me to, but I'd rather not play bakery. I'll play prep though.
No. We might as well give big. I can put the VIP shield for you if you want.
Yes, I'd like that. I can do that.
I try to listen to my teammates in FPL road
Do you want ADSs?
because if you don't, half of them will just start screaming.
Two
That's
and
not
where?
fun.
By the Christmas tree.
Bip. Okay.
I mean, I understand that, but like,
The Maestro would have been better because we don't have any intel, and
yeah, but
the
I mean,
Vigil is only gonna.
yeah, but you don't have to pick the Jaeger, right? Like, you can just have the Vigil like
I'm gonna put Barb and Prep.
Yeah.
6. Like, you can just 6 pick that.
I can give you another ADS right there.
This is what I meant earlier about just like communication, right? Like, nobody's calling their operators, and I understand that you don't have control over that because you're just playing with randoms pretty much.
Alright, I'm gonna play this.
But you know, just basic communication like can go a long way.
Can we get?
Also here, putting 2 sets of barb here is pretty much pointless. Because 1, there's no ADS supporting it, and 2, you know, they can just nade it, ass charge it, whatever. And they're like, both pieces of barbed wire are effectively doing the same thing, just at a different distance. Like, this set of barb here is for 1 to stop someone like just pushing through prep for free, and 2 to give info if nobody's actively playing or holding prep.
Alright, I'm gonna go play this.
So
Can we get full
if they want to get rid of the barb, they'll just, you know, ass charge it or whatever. That barb could have been used somewhere else, like whiskey or your brown stairs here. Another really important spot. Because you are playing VIP.
Coming in white?
I'll play your red holes.
That was VIP, I believe, yeah.
Never actually
No, no,
played
that's,
this
that's
position,
window.
so if I'm playing it wrong, please let me know.
Okay.
Because I don't know how to play this position. They just asked me to play it.
I can't remember names right now. My brain's dead. I pinged it.
I just had to abandon bake, by the way.
Who'd
They're
you
coming
kill?
bake, I'm pretty sure.
Ace.
Nice. Are they in big?
They're on my brown
No,
window.
they're droning it right now.
I'm holding
One small
red
bake
hole.
window. They're in bake.
I don't know why they would
Do I
have
need
you
to- can
play
I
this.
call VIP? Like, are they pushing over here
No,
at
no,
all?
no, no,
If
stay
no one's
there.
supporting you.
Copy a fold on red stairs for now. You need to kind of watch red hole, maybe.
Getting prep ball.
They can totally.
They have my window open, so I can't really watch Red Hall.
That's okay. I can start flying down red.
They're not doing it top. They're just.
I don't even think they pushed me over here. I'm pretty sure, like, they broke that window and then never touched me again.
They just
And
wanted
they
it.
just rotated it off.
I don't. Okay, I don't believe they're.
Nobody
on
knows
here.
I'm there. Nobody knows I'm there.
He's
Okay,
Harry
you know.
Potter.
So if they're like in a situation like this where you know that they're full committing like bakery side, like rotate like an ADS or 2 because you have 2 VIP here. Like you could rotate another one prep window and maybe one like K2 or like maybe bunker.
Okay.
But like here, you know, you have the freezer wall. You have a rotate there, so you can rotate through that with your ADSs, reinforce it, and then, you know, go play site or whatever it might be. But usually when you're doing like an extended hold like this, there's really no point in holding it, especially when they're already committing so much to bakery. They might rotate back to VIP, but if the wall's reinforced and, you know, you're back site with your ADSs, like, that really doesn't matter by that point. Just because...
Especially with a minute 30 already gone.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're already well into the round, and they're taking map control and using utility over there, so they're most likely going to commit there.
I'm pushing
I'm
up
not
the
sure.
whiskey.
I'm not
picking up
sure
VIP.
why they...
Okay, that guy's dead.
Oh,
that guy,
I'm so
dude,
sorry,
I
I'm so
spoke
sorry,
to
I'm
him.
sorry.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Vicky?
Sounds like insight.
In prep.
I get
I'm
a little
watching your
jumpy
prep.
sometimes.
I'm watching your prep.
Is it because of comms?
Should be winning that.
It might have been.
stared at
I
the
don't
sludge.
really know how the
One's
comms
on-
were at
one-
this moment. It's kind of, I can't hear anything.
Yeah,
On
the
the-
comms are, like,
I'm
pretty
watching prep. I'm
hectic.
watching prep.
It probably was then.
Somebody has red, right?
Yeah, I'm watching both.
They're
Pushing up
droning
red.
You don't need to worry about your
Yeah,
prep,
somebody's already watching
He's
prep.
Harry Potter.
Okay, this guy's on camps prep.
I'm gonna die.
because the smoke is
Okay,
playing
he's
prep,
giving
right?
up red hole. Giving up
Mhm.
red
Like,
hole, he's
if
playing
you don't
bunker.
expose yourself to that angle, then, you know, you can't die from it.
There's a rotate bunker, by the way.
Smoke has to die
That's fine.
first before you die.
Be careful. Be mindful to rotate for yourself. I'm playing deep. I'm not playing. I can't cover it.
I'm playing close corner.
Yep.
Holding for a drone. They should
50, 45 seconds.
I think they're droning rice. Or they would drone rice.
They did not join me though.
Should be in prep.
Prep window, prep
On the
window.
window.
Nice.
Yeah, dude,
Last is here. Last is.
I have
Got him.
case.
Nice.
Good shit.
Yeah, we good. Dude, that guy fucking Harry Potter though. He made it.
Bro, he made it quick across that shit.
No,
Thank you,
dude,
Skylar.
he made it so awkward. I threw a smoke canister and he decided to shoot at me instead of you, even though like you're on the stairs.
Yeah. I definitely didn't shoot you in the back.
Pulse. I'm 16 pulse, by the way.
This shit makes no sense.
Oh, we
They
need
love
to.
ticket. I'll get like a T6 and C4 guaranteed.
I also don't know
definitely
too
didn't
many
shoot you in the
good
back,
maestro
Snake, at
cams
all.
for
100%.
Oh, that.
100%.
kitchen site. I know if you can hop up on that like bookcase and put one up
It's all
there. That
good,
one's
though.
pretty
We got
good.
it. We got it.
But other than that, I actually don't know.
It wasn't a full
a good
TK.
one.
You can put one bunker, and then open the bunker wall or the whiskey wall, like you know,
Mhm.
like the kitchen wall into from service into kitchen.
Yeah.
One you can put one VIP. That one's pretty solid as well, especially if they're gonna take like bakery. They usually take whiskey a little bit, so shooting
Mhm.
drones or something like that. You can get obviously prep window is always a good one. You can put one like boosted up. Do you know like the little corner where the plates and stuff are at next to the bakery wall into kitchen? The like where you can jump up on the table and then run up on top of the shelf.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the because you said the bookshelf.
Yeah, the one that's on its side.
No, that's in bakery. I'm talking about in kitchen. The bakery wall,
kitchen.
yeah, the bakery wall into kitchen.
I picked you up, you know.
Let me see if I can find a moment where you are looking at it.
Yeses.
Probably.
So like over here, like in this corner of the bomb site, you know, you can vault up on this table.
Mhm.
And you put one up there.
Ah, okay.
2 and.
It's Harry Potter.
Okay, this guy. If you open the other side of that
We shotgun out bar.
one trick, all these FPL players that main FPL are always.
Mm.
I'm 16 pulse.
TK. I picked.
I was like, how is this fucking nomad? melting
There is
here?
no angle. There is no angle. Can you make shotgun holes in this wall so I don't have to do it?
Oh yeah.
Crash.
Bad.
Yo, let's break bar too, somebody.
I got it. I'll try. I should have enough.
If you put the shield like right on this, it's a lot harder to get shot.
Yeah, but like that.
To get pre-fired.
ADS.
Watch for the white window again this time.
Yeah, that guy is probably a one trick. All these
How come you're not putting down your barb?
I think I honestly just forgot. I usually don't run barb on maestro. I usually run impacts.
It's always a good
We
habit to
shotgun out
fall
bar.
into, you know, checking what utility you have.
I'm putting.
Just pressing
I'm putting,
spacebar in the load-in
I'm putting,
phase or operator pick or whatever.
Hey,
I think I
putting
might
barb
put
in
it
your
down
right
like
too,
right
so
now.
weird.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll play
Oh, you already got it there.
Oh, there's already barb down there. I think I just stack it
going there
anyways.
I made the freezer rotate, right?
Lots of
Just to
bar
have
play.
something.
If you open the other side of that bar, you should be good.
I got you.
I just tried
Then-
white.
and you
Next
can
time you
use
play
the-
FPL, just make sure that everyone's like communicating with each other.
Mhm.
When it comes to utility and stuff, because like
Oh, on window?
there's like a lot of moments where like simple
it's a low
stuff should
window.
should be
Should probably do
communicated.
that.
I'm just gonna fall off of it.
Is that fucking white window?
Nah, that's just me trying to shoot out shit.
Yeah, be good. They're not in the building yet, so that's pretty good. One's on that roof, on Sky.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
they're
any
on
drones
red
in my
hatch
turret.
right
Hey, on
Soldier
minibar
on
window.
One's on ticket repel, upside down.
They did red wall.
Got a drone.
Oh, white window.
White window.
Yeah, it's alright.
Got 2 drones.
Nice.
That's droning out
Shotgun
cigar.
barb.
Hey, they just flash. New balk.
They're opening up ticket.
They have an ace.
I hopped
Ace
off
no
my
mad
cam.
right into it. Ace no mad zoo. I'll get on the cam for you then.
Alright, I'm back on it.
Please watch that.
Your
window.
red wall's open. Your red wall's open.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm watching white window.
He's below. God kid. Playing terrible.
Sorry, a minute left.
I'm getting spotted.
Or opening red wall.
Opening red wall again.
Shot drone.
It's a troll job. Wait, we totally have the round.
Stage
As long as
window.
as long as you hold cocktail.
I think I got another. I got another
Stay
drone.
alive. Just stay alive. Yeah.
Don, you
Whenever
wanna
you're
go?
shooting drones, shoot the drone or like call the
the
drone
mitro cam?
count.
Mitro came out.
Dropped red.
Yeah,
Mhm.
One drop came out too.
Because like they're feeding you drones. They're more like it's really strong.
They have 2 ticket, one
Like
down.
shooting, like getting rid of drones
Actually,
this
2
many,
down.
it's like
I smoked
insanely strong.
New balc?
I'm dead.
Can somebody
Hey,
retake
retake
cocktail? Yeah, retake cocktail.
That was the
Cocktail's
overexposing
clear, cocktail's
myself.
clear. You don't need a
Same
peek.
as last time, yeah.
Yeah, like there you like you can chill. Like so in a situation where you're at a man deficit, in a situation like this though, like you die at 40 seconds. The attackers have to figure like think about it this way. Put yourself in the attacker's shoes, right? They just now got piano or cigar control. Like just now. Like 5 seconds ago they just now walked into piano. They now have to clear pixel, clear new hatch, clear close cigar door. Drone out your teammates, figure out where they're at, figure out where they want to plant, and then go for planting all in 40 seconds. They're going to make mistakes, pretty significant ones that you can just like someone just out of position, like something very simple but a huge mistake. It's now up to like you and your team to find those mistakes and capitalize on them instead of just like peeking in whatever it is, right?
And giving away this pick does nothing but hurt my team.
I mean, yeah, like
Even if I got him.
anyone dying, it doesn't matter the time of the round. Like it always hurts the team, but
Well,
it-
even if I gotten the like a frag off of that, it still wouldn't have done anything, I think.
I mean, it would have done something, but it's not going to have the impact of the risk far outweighed the reward there in terms of that peak. Like you staying alive, but them being able to take the bomb site is gonna end up most likely much better, just from experience, like playing this map and stuff. Like I can comfortably say that. I might be wrong. People might disagree or whatever it might be, but from experience, like most of the time, whenever you're at like the 30-second mark, 40-second mark, the attackers have to push the bomb site or they lose, right? And they're going to make mistakes. People aren't going to commit, and then you just, you shoot them because like they have to go for plant. So, like people are going to be out of position. Utility isn't going to be used. They're not going to have info on you, so you can do a lot of things to your advantage. You just have to wait for that golden opportunity because it will come. It just depends that like it just matters now that you're dead. Like that's what matters now to you, is that you died to something you shouldn't have died to.
I'm dead.
Can somebody
Hey,
retake
retake.
cocktail? Yeah, retake cocktail.
White.
See, like even here,
I
like
got white.
Could have been zapping them or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, exactly. Like look at this sledge. He's out of position at 15 seconds.
Planting default. Planting default.
You could have denied the freezer wall being open. This sledge now has to rotate to piano stage just to get the maestro cam. That guy's out of position, right? He can't help. He can't refrag his teammates. He can't use his utility towards the bomb site or the push. Like that's exactly what I mean when it comes to like a situation like this where the attackers stalled out so much in the beginning of the round that it's now coming to bite them in the ass in the later part of the round. The only difference maker that's going to happen in this round is whether you guys know how to use it to your advantage or not. Like, you can very easily tell how the attackers are going to be able to plant just by the first minute to, like, a minute 30 during the round. Like, if they're really slow, they're not taking map control, they're not, entering the building in the first minute 30, especially a map like Cafe, where it's usually a little bit more fast-paced than other maps. If they're not doing and kind of following along with the tempo of the round with their attack, they're automatically losing because time is on your side until the diffuser's planted. And I assume that Cade probably overpeaked.
He's off plate. He back on plate. Back on plate.
Pulse.
One's covering
Nah,
hard.
nice.
I don't know how he died, but like,
That's my fault. I got too aggressive there on the maestro when I didn't need to. I saw 3 pings and I was like, what if?
Why don't we have shotguns on that? Should have shotguns on that default plant.
Dude, I don't have enough shots for my shotgun to get the whole thing. I don't think it
I
would.
got you. I can get it. I can get it. I'll switch to impacts and I'll grab it.
Yeah, if you impact that and then you can impact the long bar too.
I can make our freezer rotate.
No, it's more efficient if you open the bar because it takes more shots for me to open the bar than it does for the rotate.
Yeah, I also have the bailiff though. No, I'll make the rotate on New Balk, or not New Balk, but Heaven.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do. If you want to challenge him, the guy zero repels on the window every time. The pillar window to try and get the guy playing. Cocktail.
Located a bomb. Protected.
You want me to shotgun out minibar as well?
Minibar, up to you, honestly.
No, it's not worth it.
I can do it. It's easy. Like, no problem.
Yeah, do it. Why not?
Yeah, that's up to you guys.
I got a drone.
you guys are talking about things that should have been like talked about in the operator selection. Like you guys are talking about shotgunning out minibar during the round. Like, you see how like just basic communication can go a long way. You just have to know when to communicate stuff like this. Like, it's really important.
Okay, long bar's pretty well open.
Instead of talking about it at the beginning, the round already starting, and distracting yourself from your
Yeah, exactly.
full play.
I'm gonna wait for this guy to go white window.
I'm on your cigar cam, warrior.
Here, I can play you pixel. Oh shit, you just knocked it. Alright.
No, you take it. I don't.
Do you want to play warrior or me?
I'm gonna go on the
On your window, on your minibar window. Droning out New Balk.
I'm gonna wait for this guy to come.
Got the drone. Got 1 drone. Got 2 drones.
She's okay. I can't see her. She's on
the
a
window.
roof.
I'm in your
She's
back.
on a roof.
Wait, is she on the window? Warrior?
She's
Drop
on the
red, drop
roof.
red, drop
Okay.
red.
Jordan freezer. I got it. Okay, they have 7 at minimum. Maximum.
Wait, window?
We have a park alley cam.
I should have dropped Skylight.
She's on top white stairs window, or like on the white hallway window.
She's not.
Nice.
That's it.
Hey, New Balk right now.
I lit one Skylight.
One's a pillar. Zof's a pillar.
When you're playing Maestro and stuff like this, or like an intel operator or something, don't get so focused on only your cams, because like this sledge here walks out of your vision, but you still have pillar default that can see that, right? Establish crossfire with your cams the same way you would do with your gun with like a teammate. Like establish crossfires for info.
Droning minibar.
Yeah, on the
Droning
Skylight.
stage. Droning coming to pixel.
Do you have cam white? No, you only have okay. One was new.
One's shop.
New dead.
The Ace is shop.
Another one new. Another one new. One's on our door.
Junior, second maestro cam.
Yup, new balk.
Your junior second
Can I turn it where?
to your right. The second maestro cam.
Got you.
One's in
Alright,
ticket.
one's pixel or couch.
I just saw this guy new balk.
One's close.
Lit.
New balk lit. New balk lit. He's default.
I'm not gonna peek.
One's close pixel. One under
Your
bomb.
teammate's calling out default here. Yeah, this guy should be dead.
He's down. He's down.
Oh, he was
Dude,
at-
one could
You gotta be listening to calls.
One at bar
No,
door.
piano. Ace
We
is
only
lit.
have that one maestro.
Here in a 2v2, you should get off your Maestro cam.
Okay.
You need to be ready for a gunfight. Like they can walk up Whitehall, they can walk up through cigar door, they can walk up default. Like you have 3 people dead. Use them to their give them a purpose to be dead,
Ace in
or
that
not
wall?
give them a purpose, but give them a job.
I'm gonna cross.
His couch. He opened.
I'm playing white. I'm
He's
playing white.
smoking?
Focus on the other one.
You don't need to be playing white. Oh no,
Nice, he's down,
your
he's
teammate's
down.
in bathroom.
Fast diffuse behind bar.
Gotta pay
What's that?
attention to where your teammate is.
Default.
Okay.
Default.
I'll call.
Pushing bar.
Got him.
Nice.
Op 4 eliminated.
Yeah, I.
You have any questions or anything so far?
Not really. I feel like one of the things that my decision making isn't the best right now, and you're pointing that out, and it's useful. That's about it.
I'll play your VIP again.
It's not even decision making though. Like you're skipping the whole step of getting info to make decisions. Like you're skipping that important step because you don't just make decisions off of impulse, right? You make decisions off of info and what you're being given. You need to get info first before you make a decision because you're not going to commit to something that you might not know about. Like whether that be you peeking or you holding a piece of map control or fighting someone, like there's a lot of different stuff when it comes to that, but like even the simple thing of like, you know, you pushing up Whitehall when you don't need to because your teammate's in bathroom.
Have you seen the news?
Right? Like that's a piece of info that you skipped, which led you to pushing there because you thought that they were going to push Whitehall. There was no... It was an impulse decision versus an info decision.
I turn 18 tomorrow.
Makes sense.
But I go on vacation on the 20th.
Ooh. You don't need to put a barb there, right? Melusi?
Yeah, because there's a melusi, and I already put barb at the door.
Yeah, so like... Think about where you're going to put your utility, right? Like... this is another thing when it comes to like load-in phase or operator selection. Like those seconds... And that however much time it takes for you to load into the round, use that time for something. Don't go on your phone and, you know, whatever. Don't talk about whatever it is that you are talking about with your teammates. Like, use it for something for the round. Instead of just running around seeing, okay, I'm going to put my barb here, I'm going to put an ADS here, I'm going to reinforce here, right? Like, make sure that everything you do in this game always has a purpose.
Did we get hatch? We did not get hatch.
Sorry, we're out.
5 seconds to insertion.
Okay, I have a melusi for if they go Harry
Keep
Potter
an eye out
this
for
round.
Op 4 attempting to defuse the bomb.
I probably don't need to stack all 3 ADSs there.
Nobody spawned Park Alley.
Guy just loves fucking Harry Potter.
To be honest with you, you don't even need 2. They didn't even come here last round. If you're not going to rotate the utility, then you need to be more cautious with where you place it.
Alright, I'm gonna rotate my
Okay.
shield, Jaeger. Start
Twitch
rotating.
strong got.
You gonna rotate the shield? Bad. I'm gonna rotate these ATSs.
And see how now you're doing it. That's good.
You gonna...
They put a nomad
I'm
up.
putting my shield right so somebody can cover me.
Yeah, I think I just called out, like, I don't think they're gonna push this side because they didn't do it yesterday.
Opening prep wall.
Or, not yesterday, but last round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Popped in small big.
I didn't really know where I needed to place them.
Sludge.
Yeah, I'm gonna rotate down and flank red.
Small big.
Oh no,
I
you're
got my ADSs in my pocket, but...
you're flanking with no ADSs.
Just put it,
Ace.
Yeah.
This is another thing when it comes to loading in. Like, ask yourself if they don't push VIP side, and if they don't push VIP side, I'm gonna rotate my utility. But you're missing the point of using that time to think out or think. Okay, if they don't push VIP, where am I gonna put my utility after? Because you just said word for word, I have all my ADSs in my pockets. Oh well, like that's not a good mentality to have. What if a nade kills your smoke or your mute or you know anyone that like mute Melusi Cade all plant denial with their nitros smoke? What if one of them die in their position with their nitro cell, but that nitro cell in their position could have won you the round, right? That mistake isn't on them because that mistake could have been prevented by you
Placing my ADS.
placing down an ADS for a nade that might kill them eventually. Like that's when it comes to Siege, you're playing for pennies and dimes. Like it's not like a Call of Duty where you know it's just like who has the better aim. It's much deeper than that. And when you make a decision like this, could lose you the game. or it could lose you a round, and if it's match point, it could lose you the game. And that's one very simple thing that not only are you conscious of,
Prep.
but you also did. Like, you're conscious of the
upstairs? Do we
fact
know?
that flanking with ADS isn't on person is
Nah,
like
I'm good.
not
I
a
already
good thing.
passed. If they're upstairs, it's too late.
Zof.
No.
They're both bake. They're both bake.
Yeah, both
Alright,
fake.
bet.
Okay.
No mid and Ash.
I'm on red.
I shot her down.
Damn, they got a fucking hole.
I just died with 3
Good
ADSs
angle.
in my pocket.
Yeah.
That's on me if we lose.
If he gets close to window,
I've
I'll
got your
throw.
white in case they try to flank back.
Watch it.
They droned me. Double door.
Okay, you're good, you're good, you're good. I'm still looking. You can fall now.
He's pushing red.
I'm with you, Cobb.
You only have a
Push
minute
me,
left.
Potter.
Play time.
Are they both red?
Nice.
Hey, Potter
4
dead.
remaining.
1v3 minute left. We got this.
Prep.
Smoke?
Back to bait.
Coming red.
Nice. Good job, Coffee. Coffee said, fuck going negative. Let me clear.
Another thing with you is your mentality of the round. Like, this round and the last round, you said something along the lines of, like, this round you said, when you died, you said, that's on me if we lose. Or, last round you said, what did you say?
I think I shouldn't have done that or something.
What's that, sorry?
I probably said like I shouldn't have done that or.
Hold on,
or
give me a
something
moment,
like that.
sorry. My, I don't know what just happened, but my... give me one moment, sorry. Hello?
Hello.
Why is this so quiet?
It might be on my end. Is that better?
I'm
I can't hear you now.
not sure what I just did. Hold on, sorry about this.
If a volume slider on your headset, you might have hit it by accident or something.
Hello?
Hello?
Interesting.
Volume slider on your headset, you might have hit it or something.
You're extremely quiet for me. I need to figure out what just happened. Hello? Okay, there we go. Sorry. No, I accidentally unplugged my headphones. I would do it. Yeah, that was unfortunate. But as I was saying, when it comes to, you know, the mentality of like the game, like saying little stuff like that can affect your team like a long way. And last round you said, it was a 2v4. It was a smoke and the Jaeger alive, and you said, when the Jaeger got injured, you said, "Oh, nice try." The round wasn't even over, right? So those like little comments and remarks is like, is really really bad. Like, you gotta stop doing that. Yeah. They both have pros and cons. So like with a VOD like this, I can hear comms. But with a VOD like, or with a match replay, like, I can't hear anything. Like, I wouldn't be able to hear, like, the communication and stuff. You just left all your ADSs. You don't need to worry about white. Your mute's calling out that he's playing your white stairs. Yeah. Do you see how your decisions are leading you to impulsive decisions just because of info that you're lacking? You need to be giving calls when you die as well. It's like the second or third time that you haven't given a call. Why are you not getting on cams? Well, it's not you being selfish, it's just being lazy. Why do you want to push VIP? Yeah, but there's a difference between attacking something and solo pushing. Right? Like you can clearly see all 4 of your teammates over bakery. Yeah. Like you could be watching a flank drone here, you could be even droning the bomb site. Maybe going upstairs. Oh, that's a maybe though, cuz you don't really have that much support. Like there's no refrag here. It's just you, your utility, your drones. Like it's just a solo push. Here you should be droning. Like you guys have no info. You're just peeking stuff. Like nobody's droning. Nobody's like playing their angles. Like everyone's just what? Well, that, but also like nobody's like holding something. Like they're all just like you guys are just like playing hot potato with angles. Like when people are like just going back and forth between angles, every time nobody's watching it, that's a play that could be made by the defenders. You guys need some in Windows here. Like, whenever you're trying to establish map control as an attacker, you should always have some sort of cutoff. Because, like, all of you are just pushing from one side. It's all a one-sided take. There's no refrag potential. Like, you guys are all just walking in and dropping red. Why are you trying to go cocktail side? Yeah, you're trying to do too much as just one person. Like you need to understand what the team is trying to take, not what you want to take. The team will always be much stronger together, not just 5 people trying to do their own thing. I've seen it happen time and time again where people just try to do their own thing and it usually costs rounds or even games. It's a really bad habit to form. Yeah, you guys should. This situation is really free. Yeah. There are far too little holes for you to just be peeking like this. Like your ash here should not be doing the vertical load. Like that's your job, right? A sledge. Like this ash is running around using her breaching charges. That should be after if you die, not before while you're still alive. Do you have any questions or anything? Okay. Is everything making sense and helping though? Don't beat yourself up. That's never a good thing to do. It's not even hindsight though. It's just there's always something you can do to help yourself. It should never have a negative effect. It should always be a positive one. Everyone make mistakes. It doesn't matter who you are or how good you are or whatever. Like everyone makes mistakes no matter how big or small they are. What's important that separates someone who cares and who doesn't is the fact that they learn from them. You should be grateful that you are making mistakes for yourself so you can improve. How much did you write down on the list just so I can kind of gauge the time? Because I don't want to cut in too much into the coaching session itself. Did I not tell you to write down the list? Because you have a coaching session and a VOD review, right? Ooh, did I forget to tell you about the list? Yeah, I'm a dumbass. All right. Okay. Um. Okay, we can work on that after the VOD. How many more rounds are there? Do you know? Okay, so 2 more. All right. Yeah, we can work on the list after this then. You go OT. We'll see. We'll stop it before OT. And then if there's time left, then we can go back to it. It's no big deal. It's much more in depth, I guess you could say. It's much more tailored because like a VOD review is just like these situations do this, fix this, you should be doing this stuff, right? Versus a VOD review, a coaching session is much more about it's much more about helping the client in their long term as a player. When it comes to mavericking this wall, you need to take the precautionary steps that comes with it. So you shouldn't try to open the wall before you get prep control. These guys playing prep should be gone already. Because you have 2 sets of nades, right? And you have Nomad, you have Zofia, like you can burn and then nade these guys out. But when it comes to someone playing close on this wall, like there's a lack of info happening here, and it's much more of just a reaction to whatever might happen. So when you're doing this, take drone prep, drone close bomb site, take prep, and now they can't shoot the Mav, right? Because Mav is only hard breacher, and if he dies, the round's pretty much lost. Okay, sure. That's fine. Okay, so let's work on this list now. So kind of give me some things that you struggle with that you might not know how to fix, or issues that keep happening that, you know, you're not sure how to really approach or get rid of them.
One thing is I just find myself dying. Like, I'll get a lot of kills in a lot of my like ranked games and stuff, but I also notice like my stats are on almost every. So I feel like it's an aggression issue. Maybe I'm being over aggressive or extending like on review. I started this game on Ember Rise, and then like the next season, I made it to platinum. So I feel like there's a lot, like I improved very quickly, but I didn't.
You feel like you skipped a lot of things or didn't get to experience them.
I feel like I didn't get to experience them. I don't know necessarily like if I skipped over the information as much, but I feel like I don't have the foundation everyone else has. That makes sense. That being said, now I get stuck to like even I can't push out of that. I'm higher ranked.
You shouldn't be worrying about ranking up though. You should be worrying about getting better. If your skill improves, your rank improves. If your skill improve, or if your rank improves, your skill doesn't improve. I'm not saying that you won't increase your skill, but there's kind of like a lock and key when it comes to skill improving versus rank improving, right? You're in your rank for a reason. Accept that and then figure out, why am I in this rank? That's the difference. But when it comes to like wanting to rank up or not really knowing why you're not ranking up, it's because you're too focused on it. You're focused on the wrong thing. Anything else you want to add though?
I feel like my mechanicals.
Did you come from console?
I didn't. This is really my first FPS. I did come from console, but I didn't play C.
And you've been playing since Ember Rise?
Yeah, like the very I wouldn't even really say but my count was. I didn't play until after it. I watched him fight, and then I was like, man, I really.
So you have like a month?
Last year.
Ember Rise came out last year. Holy shit.
Yeah,
I'm old.
I know, right?
Okay, so one thing that a lot of players have when it comes to this game is, I'm sure you probably watch YouTube and, you know, siege YouTubers and spoit, god, you know, like Bolo, whoever it is, right? These mechanically skilled players, and you ask yourself, or you tell yourself, I want to be like that. It's going to take a lot of time to get there. You're trying to put too much water in a glass, so to speak. Like, you're expecting too much out of yourself in a short period of time. Like, it's just not, it's not going to happen overnight, right? Like, you're going to find things that you struggle with and mistakes that you make that you didn't even know you were making, but since you put in so much time, you now know that these were mistakes when it comes to mechanical skill or aim, or, you know, whatever you want to call it. Like, you just can't expect that much out of yourself in such a short amount of time. It's an investment of time versus reward. And the more time you put in, usually the more rewarding and more skilled you become.
I mean, I haven't like 2,000 hours.
Yeah, but those people that you probably watch and look up to have years of PC experience. Like, I'm not trying to put myself in that pool, but I've been on PC for almost 10 years, like half my life. And that's what allows me to, you know, I don't want to like sound egotistical, but have good movement or whatever it is. Quoting from other people in Twitch chat or, you know, people that I play with or whatever, right? Just because I have so much time on it. Yeah. But it's important that you're patient with yourself, because if you're not patient, you're gonna end up feeling frustrated, and you know you're never gonna you're gonna think to yourself, I'm never gonna get better or whatever it is. And that's just a bad thing to have. Like, you remember what we were talking about earlier with making mistakes? You know, there's two different ways you can look at them. You can either be grateful or you can just beat yourself up over it. Like, it's important that you're patient and you understand that no matter what it is when it comes to this game, especially when you're so new to it, like a year is like a week to some players, right? Like, even me playing this game for 3 years or so, like, I'm still an infant when it comes to this game. Like, I still have a lot to learn, and I understand that, and I accept that. But what might separate me from other players is that I'm willing to learn, instead of people just giving up halfway down the road. So you just have to be patient with yourself and understand that it's going to take time. There's really nothing that you can do to cut corners or whatever it is to help you like, you know, achieve whatever it is you're trying to get at. Anything else you want to add to the list though? It could be anything, like anything that you struggle with or want to get better on. Like, like the sky's the limit, really. Okay. Well, let's expand on mindset here a little bit, just so I can understand it, so I can help you more. So, I can add one. Just from watching the VOD. But what do you think, like, what's something that is reoccurring that you know is an issue when it comes to mindset?
When I have like a bad game, it can snowball. Like lately, I've been having like I've been hopping on my first game. I play really good, and the games after that, I just kind of like fall off. I play.
Would you say that these are accurate in the list?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you say after mindset?
Being able to play my team, and like, I want to work on my IGL skills actually, because the IGL team I play, and I think that I need.
Have you watched my IGLing video?
I probably, but I don't.
It's pretty old, like one of my older videos.
I watch fractions IGL.
Um. Okay. Does all of this look good though so far?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. Anything else you wanna add to it?
I'm not really too sure.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, we can start with this, and then if you remember anything, I can add on to it later. Um. So what I usually do with clients is it's all up to them, really. We can go into a custom game to thank you. We can go into a custom game to kind of give examples of situations, or we can just sit here and talk. You know, whatever works best for you and what you would like to do. Okay, sure. All right, so so when it comes to dying, the way that you're dying, it goes back to what we were saying earlier about, you know, making these impulsive decisions, of just reacting off of whatever you feel during the round versus info and stuff. So you need to take a step back even before making the decisions, because a lot of those deaths that I saw in the VOD weren't from decision making. Well, it was from decision making, but not directly from it. It was what led up. Yeah, it was more or less what led up to that decision, and what led up to it was, again, what you just said, the absence of info that you have to your advantage, like the round where there was the melusi white hallway, but you were still playing there when you guys were going reading and dining, and you also had the mute call out before he was even on white stairs that he's going to be playing white. So like you have two huge pieces of info there that you missed out on just because you weren't, I don't know if you weren't paying attention to it, or you were just a little bit confused, or overwhelmed, or whatever it might be. But it's all about looking around, you know, making sure that you're understanding everything, you're seeing where your teammates are at, where utility is positioned, trying to make a mental note of that, and then when you approach an area of the map, try to recall back, okay, there's a piece of barb here, I don't need to worry about this so much. You know, there's a maestro cam here, and we have a dead person that's not on cams. Tell them to get on this maestro cam. Like, little stuff like that will lead you to making better decisions, just because there's a clearer picture, right? Like, there's a clearer image in front of you, which allows you to see it more in finer detail, so that way you don't miss or skip something that might have been very important for the round. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that help with this issue?
Yeah, I think so. I think looking back at
Okay. Another thing when it comes to overextending is evaluating the situation. So this kind of ties into what I was just saying like a second ago. But looking at the situation and then making a decision off of that. Because some of the time, you know, if it's like a 2v4 or a 3v5, you might have to cut corners a little bit depending on what situation you're in, just so that way you can kind of even the playing field, so to speak, against the enemy. So when it comes to something like overextending and evaluating the situation, look at the time, look at the man count, look at the map control that your team has, whether it's defense or attack. Like let's use the round where you were playing Maestro, right? And you overpeaked in the 3v4, I believe it was. When there was like 3 people in Cigar and you peeked off the red pings. That situation there, if you look back, you had a teammate in bathroom, you had a teammate in freezer, right? You had perfect crossfire on their attack. You could walk up on bar 2 because nobody was skylight, and the reason you know that is because everyone is in the map and in the building, and they're being pinged and called out. So you know all of that info. So you can walk up, take a little bit more of an aggressive stance, but still play passive and for the push and the execute on the bomb site, and then play off of your teammates that way in the crossfire. And And also in that situation, the attackers are going to have to cut corners for them to achieve whatever it is they're trying to, you know, wherever they're trying to plant, right? So that's a situation where evaluating it would have determined a different outcome. Versus a situation where, you know, like a 2v4, and both of your like you and your teammate are right on top of each other, and the attackers are trying to attack wherever it is, right? You guys are gonna have to cut some corners, so to speak, and kind of do some rat shit in order to make that playing field more even. Just because you guys are in a deficit when it comes to advantage over the enemy. They have the advantage over you. Also, paying attention to where the attackers are coming from can also tell you how to approach a situation like that. So, you know, when you were playing Jaeger and VIP, right? If they're doing a full bakery push, you don't need to flank red stairs, because the only thing that you're getting there is a little bit of more map control, and at that point, playing red hallway and all that really isn't that important, unless they go for the red wall. But by that point, you can just swing the door or whatever it is. So you're denying the same area just from a different angle, because you can just play whiskey double, right, and deny the exact same piece of map control from red stairs. It's just a different angle. So look at a situation, make a decision, and even if it is the right or wrong decision, it still tells you a piece of info. And if you're in a situation like that again, make a different one. If the first time you made a decision by looking at a situation and it was the wrong one, you learn from that, and then you make a different one and you approach it a different way. Up until the point where you learn, okay, in a situation like this, I should approach and tackle it this way. And maybe change some things around and see if that works. If it doesn't work, then you just go back to the drawing board, right? It's all trial and error when it comes to this game. But it's important that when you make the error, that it doesn't become the same thing over and over. If you make one mistake, it should never happen again. It goes under the saying, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice. Or no, it's the other way around. Fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. It goes under that saying. Like, one mistake should never happen again. That's just, by that point you're making two mistakes. One, by making the same mistake twice, and two, allowing yourself to make the same mistake twice, right? Does that kind of answer everything with this first section here, though? Yeah. Okay. Does that help? Yeah. Okay.
I think the experiencing the mistakes and everything, I think that's just a thing to kind of.
I think so as well, but to an extent. So, when it comes to making mistakes, I mean, with this, like, it goes back to what I just said. But you skipped a lot of those basic mistakes that a player might make. And, you know, you might be in a higher rank, but at what cost, right? Because you went from, what did you say, copper?
Yeah, I was copper 5 my first season. I was platinum.
Yeah, so, you know, that's a significant jump. That's like almost half of the ranking system. So, you know, you might be playing at a higher rank, but at what cost? Because because the investment of the mistakes over time usually means that someone who gradually ranked up will surpass someone who had a significant jump in ranks.
Does that show in my input as far as so?
I mean, no, not really. Like, a lot of the mistakes that you made were pretty, like, common, like, Plat 3, Gold 1 mistakes. Like, it wasn't, like, anything significant where it was unbearable to watch, because a lot of Copper players, like, yeah, like, that's just, like, really textbook stuff, and, you know, I've reviewed, you know, I wouldn't say countless, but I've reviewed a handful of lower ranking players, Copper, bronze, silver, all around there, and, you know, it's pretty unbearable to watch. No offense to them, because, you know, I mean, they're there for a reason, but it's really hard to watch. But, like,
Well, you're just used to, like, you know it's wrong. Oh wow, it seems obvious. Maybe not.
yeah, but, like, with your VOD, no, like, it didn't look any abnormal than another gold 1 or Plat 3, like, VOD. Like, it was all, like, when it comes to players like in the same rank, until you get around, like, the Plat 1 diamond, like, high Plat 1 plus, a lot of those mistakes that a player are going to be making are pretty similar. They usually have the same issues throughout the ranks. But no, like, your VOD was fine, or else I would have pointed it out, like, you know, like, simple stuff like that. But when it comes to, like, the mechanics and stuff, you know, again, that's just gonna take time. So, that's, like, the only real thing that I would say that might have been lacking when it came to you as a player versus a Plat 3 who gradually ranked up. But yeah, but I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit you. Like, I'm not here to waste your time and tell you, you know, how to get better mechanics, because there's fucking millions of guides when it comes to that with this game, and just aim in general. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and waste your time telling you something that you can find out for free. Like, that's not what I'm here to do. That's something that you could very easily fix in a week, a month, just by watching a couple videos and working on it. Hmm.
I'm fine with just. I think mindset and IGL, and then the other three are really my big three that I want to focus on. I think the other two were just uh, things that I noticed myself in the VOD review and that I wanted to keep a mental note of.
Mm-hmm.
More than I actually needed.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how to tackle the whole mindset thing. So, with you, that I saw reoccurring in the VOD is that you were giving up too easily. And that, actually, that's the first thing that I have down here. It's just those little comments that you were making of, like, oh, you know, nice try, even though the round isn't even over. Like, it's not over until the fat lady sings, right? Like, I'm sure you probably heard that once or twice. That saying, like, you can't give up before it's already over, because if you do, whether you're conscious of it or not, you're showing to yourself that you've already lost. Until that last person that's alive on my team is dead, or the diffuser is, you know, diffused, or whatever it is, until the round is over and the game is over, I'm not giving up. At least in a competitive environment. Ranked, I really couldn't give a shit. But in a competitive environment, like, it's not over. It's just not. And you need to reinforce that thought of there's always something you can do. Because if you give up, before it's over, then you're just gonna lose interest, which is probably what's happening here. Where you are just thinking to yourself, oh, it's a 1v5, there's no way he wins this. The amount of times I've seen someone clutch a 1v5 in 30 seconds, in under a minute, like, I can't remember all the times.
Especially when you're on defense, you need to kill all 5 players. You can just stop the bomb.
Yeah, like, look at, I don't know if you watch Pro League, but Kayak on G2, I think he was in a 1v3, and he killed the planter when they were planting into the negative, and he won the round in the game. It was match point, I think, 5-4. So, you know, like, it's just as simple as that. Like, doing one thing could be the difference maker. And when you lose interest and you give up, all of that hope and faith goes out the window. And not only does it affect your team, but it affects you even worse, because you're the one thinking all of those things to yourself. So you need to understand that it's just not over. Like, you just need to drill that into your mind that until I'm in the lobby, until the round is over, until the game is over, it's not actually over. Like, there's always something that you can do, that can happen to better your chances at winning, even I lost my train of thought. Like, I remember playing the finale game of a league match, like, I don't know, like 6 months ago or something. And it was a best of 5. The team won the first 2 maps, and then we won the last 3 in a row. And we 7-0'd on the last game. Like, it's just as simple, like, simple stuff like that. Like, the mental reset and the whole mentality of this game is 90% of it most of the time. Like, 90% of this game is mentality. And if you don't have a good mentality, it's just going to be a spiral effect of negative things. Everything comes from your state of mind and your mentality, and if you don't have a healthy one with the game, then you're just going to be losing interest like you are here. You're going to have snowball effects there, and you're going to be giving up. Just because everything that you think, that you do, that you act upon, all comes from your mind at one point. Because everything is a thought at one point. And if you don't have the right state of mind, then more times than not, those things are going to be negative whenever they do come through your head. Does that help?
Yeah, that's pretty much.
So tell me what you're going to do to help fix your mentality.
I think I'm gonna do positive stuff, like the nice try, and hope that was on me for everything. I think just focusing when I die, making sure I have that call out. I think focusing on getting the next round or getting the round right, instead of oh wow, died. That's on me, guys. And then making sure like positive.
When it comes to that, though, like, holding yourself accountable is always a good thing, but it should never eat away at you. So, like, saying, like, something's on me, or that's my bad, like, that's fine, but you need to make sure that it doesn't go past the rim, so to speak. Like, it can never go past the point where it spirals out of control and becomes a tornado. You should always have control over it. But holding yourself accountable is a great thing until it isn't a great thing. So you need to find that balance between the negative side and the positive side of something like that. Like don't beat yourself up to the point where it's affecting your performance in the next round or game, because that's probably what's happening. Yeah. Exactly. So everything that you just said is fine, but the whole point of stopping the negative self-talk, it's not negative, but you're making it negative. Does that make sense? Like, calling people out on their bullshit and their mistakes and whatever is something that someone should always want, but very few people feel like they need. Like, everyone needs to be called out on their bullshit. It doesn't matter who you are.
I tend to like constantly be calling out my teammates and like the stuff that they're doing, like when they're not droning and things like that. But I also find that they usually just get frustrated, especially like they feel like I'm not hard on myself and only on them.
Yeah, I've been in a similar situation, but I'm going to always have the highest expectation of myself.
That's how I feel. I'm just not gonna put that in front of everybody. As far as like when I'm working on myself, that's me working on myself, not me explaining to everyone what I'm doing to work.
Sure, yeah. I mean, to some of your teammates, it might be a closed nerve, but it's very exposed to you. And that's, you know, it might be the same thing for them as well, but people shouldn't be getting upset for them being called out on their bullshit. Like, I've had plenty of people, and people that I still even play with to this day, like, when I call them out, like, on something that they should have done, or how it was wrong, and they just, like, those people are a waste of your fucking time. I'm gonna be honest to you. Like, I'm gonna cut right through the bullshit. Those kind of people, waste of your time. If you wanna IGL, and we'll talk about this when we get to it, but if your teammates aren't willing to learn and listen to you, they're a waste of time. You should not waste your time with them, because it's like, this might be a drastic comparison, but it's like a heroin addict, like, knowing that they need to stop doing heroin, and people are telling them to stop doing it, but they're still doing it. It's something that they have to do for themselves, not for other people. Because if you're doing it for other people, then what's the point of doing it in the first place? There's no point at all.
Do you, on that note, that tips for like getting to comp and finding a team that's actually
It's
you said a waste of time?
it's a trial and error phase. I'm not saying that you should just completely drop the people that might have that issue of not listening, because you can build upon them, but I would say 99% of the T3 players, 95% of the T3 players are all there because it's the cool thing to do in Siege. Like, they're there for the wrong reasons. I know very few people from T3 that actually have the right mentality when it comes to this game, and like the comp side of it. Like, there are very few people. And
I play comp because I want to be the best. Like after watching Invite, that's like I want to be on that stage. That's all I've thought about.
sure, yeah. I mean, I had that same goal as well. So I understand where you're coming from, but it's important that you understand that it's going to be a long and very grindy process. Uh Especially when it comes to T3, you know, if you don't know someone who knows someone or something like that, if you're not established pretty significantly, it's going to be even harder. Because most of the T3 players they're kids. Like, they're from the age of like 14 to 17, right? Because once you turn 18, you know, you're not messing around with leagues anymore. Now you have your eyes on CL. But a lot of those people are kids, man, and it's really tough to get through all of that. So when it comes to finding a team and stuff like that, Discords are always good. You know, I'm sure you can probably find some pretty solid players in the FPL Road to FPL league on Face It. I'm sure you could probably find at least one person, and if you know if they're already on a team or whatever, then I'm sure they probably know someone. But Discord leagues are always good. Like SCS, I think is the most popular right now. CCS, RSA, RSL. There's a few others. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but you know, just look around. Like Twitter is a great spot. There's a lot of T3 players on there. I don't know how established you are on Twitter, but that's always a good starting point. But it's kind of like cherry picking. Like there's going to be a lot of bad cherries, but when you find a good one, they're going to be a good one. So, you know, just be patient, take your time, build whatever team you want to build, however you want to build it, and then go from there. But that's what I recommend is Twitter and stuff like that.
So I wanted to think of this. A lot of people going into like T3 are, wow, you're only like over plot 3. You're not even worth your time. And to me, that just seems wrong. Because like even Canadian was going on a couple seasons ago. Like right after he was world champ. And I really don't think rank and comp are too different.
Yeah, they are. That's why a lot of pro league players and CL players don't like ranked. Just because it's
It's a shit show.
yeah, it's an interesting place.
A lot of bullshit.
Yeah, very much so. Does it answer this? Does that help you with kind of that part of it though? Okay. Okay, so do you want to move on to the next point, or do you still not understand like the mentality thing?
I can see how like all this connected. I have a plan with it.
Okay.
So
Okay, sure. So when it comes to playing with the team and incorporating with it, it's all about making sure that you set the round off on the right foot. So when it comes to attack or defense, making sure that you understand on attack more specifically, where are we taking, what are we trying to where are we using our utility, where are we trying to plant, making sure that you're following the tempo with the team, and making sure that you are invested as much as the team is invested, and maybe even a little more. Like it can't hurt to you know, try a little bit harder than the other teammates, because that might want people to try even harder just by seeing you do it. So when it comes to attacking and defending, making sure that you start out, understand what the entire team is trying to accomplish, not just yourself. So that way you can do everything in your power to benefit the team, not for you to be benefit and then the team also gets a benefit out of it. It should always be the team before you as an individual, or more specifically as a player. But yeah, like when it comes to kind of, I don't want to get too specific with this just because it'll kind of skew the whole issue. But it does come down to trial and error, especially like attacking and defending. You know, like if something doesn't work, then brainstorm with the team, figure out something else, figure out where the round went wrong, and keeping track of the round in sections, not so much just the round as a round. Because if you, it's like trying to have like a stack of 10,000 papers and trying to find a specific sheet versus having a filing cabinet with folders in it, right? It's much easier to manage and figure out what you need to, whatever it is you need to find. Does it answer this question though?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so learning the basics of IGLing. So I'm going to try to not give info that you can find with my video, but in my IGL video, I break down an entire round and like what I'm calling and why I'm doing it. So when it comes to IGLing, firstly, we already talked about it, but if people aren't willing to learn and listen to you, then they're not worth your time. So now that we understand that, when it comes to a team environment, have something very basic on paper. When it comes to attack and defense, just making sure that everyone is on the same page. And, you know, we just talked about it being able to incorporate themselves with the team. Because if everyone isn't on the same page, then there's just going to be very simple things that are going to be happening during the rounds that could very easily be prevented if everyone knows what they need to do. So whether that be going into battle planner, making some very basic blueprints for the team. You drone here, I hold here, we try to execute here, we open the wall there, we put down an air jab, whatever it is, right? Making
He's pretty good, but just, he doesn't really accept my input.
most of the time, at least from kind of learning from pros, is that making strats and kind of takes and stuff like that is more on the players than the coach. Just because coaches are there to coach. Yeah, players just have more experience in game. At least on paper.
I feel like they have more experiences themselves. I know positions that I'm gonna play well. I'm not gonna he make a strat and say, oh, here, play this. It's not gonna. We just ran strats and work.
Mm-hmm.
And he was having a freezer painting. And we were just giving him push.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when it comes to like pushing freezer versus bunker, it's all about like adjustment mid game. So you should have the ability to do both because most like the defenders are going to be weaker on one side than the other. So adjusting to that like is what you want to do when it comes to attacking that bomb site. It's just that most of the time in ranked people push bunker more just because it's more straightforward.
It's easy. It's a simple site.
Yep. But when it comes to kind of making strats and stuff like that, a coach is primarily there to kind of give an alternative perspective and also call people out on their bullshit. Like a coach isn't there to babysit and stuff like that. Like he should be there to do his job. But when it comes to back to the IGLing, you know, making sure that you have a very basic layout of what people want to do, and then you might need to call an audible during the round or an adjustment, where you might notice something that the defenders or attackers are doing that, you know, you can use to your advantage, like a mistake that they might be making. Even something as simple as calling out a reoccurring pattern and then, you know, killing that guy because he's alone and he's unprotected or whatever and nobody can refrag him. Like something as simple as that. But if we break it down to IGLing, I can tell you everything that I know, but I can't help you with the fact of telling you how to IGL, right? Because everyone plays differently. I only know from my experience what I've experienced with my teammates and stuff like that. Like I only know with the way my teammates play, how I play, what strats we had, what takes we had. And then I kind of mold myself into that versus whatever you might have. So when it comes to IGLing, it really does like take it's very trial and error. So you need to have the ability to play for yourself but also your team. And telling people where to go if it needs to happen and stuff like that. The less an IGL has to do usually means that the team is doing everything that they need to do. Like if you need to call out what all 5 players need to do every single round, that means that there's something going wrong during the round or the game. Because if everyone knows their job, what they're supposed to do, how they're supposed to do it by the second and the timing, that means that that's less work for you, right? Just because you don't need to babysit. Like there's a different, like you can micromanage, which is what I did, it's very stressful, or you can kind of let people approach situations and problems by themselves, but still make sure that everyone's on board. Another thing when it comes to this as well is making sure that the tempo of the round is going in your favor. So whether that be attack or defense, making sure people are droning, and if people are, or even yourself, if corners are being cut, or if things are falling behind when it comes to the round, then you need to make sure that people get back on track. Because we just talked about it a second ago with incorporating with the team, making sure that you start the round off on the right foot, making sure that everyone's taking what they need to take, droning what they need to drone, using their utility when they see fit, and then, hopefully everything goes along well. But usually the more you have to do means that there's more mistakes happening. I'm not saying that's how it is every single game and round, but just from my experience, that seems pretty true. When it comes to like IGLing itself.
Yeah, because most of like the calls I was making was a lot of the times it'd be like a late round thing. Like I noticed, oh wow, this guy's just fucked off somewhere. No, there's something. Or I'd be calling things like Maestro. Did you make sure your cams are turned the right way? Is your barb at the bottom of the stairs and not all the way up? No, sit in the wrong place. You guys drunk? This way down.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's you micromanaging, right? That's in my opinion the most stressful way to IGL is micromanaging, because you're playing for 5 people by that point. And when that's happening, there's something going wrong. Yeah, sure. But I hope that helps. And if you haven't, I suggest you go watch my IGL video. But other than that, do you have any other questions or anything?
Would you suggest then that like playing more FPL, not worrying about my rank too much, be a better way to go, especially if I want to put.
Since you have such little experience, I would just say playing in general what would help you. Try to stay away from unranked and casual. Yeah, that's good. So, yeah, just staying away from that, because you understand the basics of the game, but now it's important that you build upon the basics, because that's what newcomer and unranked and casual is for, right? Is for people who don't really understand, like the basics of like operators and what they're supposed to do and stuff like that. So, now that you understand that, it comes down to what we talked about today. Mm-hmm. Yep. But other than that, if you don't have any other questions, I think that wraps everything up. Alrighty. What? Yep. Go ahead.
Then I was looking at the Patreon. So I know they bought some artwork. Just looking for the coaching and the mod review in the same one.
That is the.
Yeah, I got the fifth.
Yeah. Okay. The coaching role. Yeah, I'll give it to you in a moment.
Did you get the
No, that's just the name of the tiers. When it comes to tiers in Discord, like those are assigned.
like at the monthly pro use handmade chats called
Those I post in the community tab.
on Patreon.
Yeah.
So you just have the one.
Yeah, I haven't I didn't do this month because I was too busy for it. But next month I have it on the 2nd, the 15th, and the 28th. Is when I do all that. So depending on the day and stuff. But yeah, that'll be coming out next month. That's kind of just like a bonus perk from the actual tier itself, just for clients.